right kit changes everything. With the feel ready, feel part of the team. Kit on, game on.
Hello and welcome to Shiplake College. Identical results, so we are expecting something very, very close here at this wonderful, wonderful setting. Home in the past to the likes of Chris Cracknell, former England 7-star, was also part of that coaching setup when Fiji won the gold medal back in 2016 in Rio. So that's the sort of rugby they like to play here. A bit of sevens, a bit of flair under Robbie Edwards' guidance. Headmaster at the moment, by the way, is Tyrone Howe, former Ireland international and indeed British and Irish Lion back in 2001. We're going to be chatting to him a little bit later on. But out here on the field, as I say, it's expected to be a good one. You can see the crowd is starting to fill up. Each house here at Shiplake College has been assigned a certain area on the field that they're going to be filling up. The youngest in the school behind the post, you might remember last year, there was a sensational late try and right in front of the prep school kids. It was such a big moment, and that's what games like this are all about. It's about bringing the experience of the first 15 to the entire school, inspiring the youngsters within the school, and that's what we're going to be getting plenty of this afternoon here at Shiplake College. And by the way, this is the first of a double header. You're going to see my face on screen in a few hours' time over in a completely different location. We're going to be over at Grasshoppers RFC for the Oratory Derby, the Oratory against London Oratory. That's going to be live with you from 7 o'clock this evening. So it's a tight turnaround here, just west of London, but it's going to be good fun nonetheless. More importantly, though, let's focus in on this game. Shiplake College against Aylesbury Grammar School. Shiplake, one of the most lovely, lovely settings. Reuben Logan, Gabby Logan, Kenny Logan's son, now current Northampton Saints superstar, qualified for England and Scotland. He actually began his rugby career here at Shiplake College. They really do produce some talent, but Aylesbury Grammar School aren't going to let that faze them. They are bang up for this one today. So it's a big, big day ahead of us, a big afternoon, an exciting afternoon. We've got some team sheets and stuff to run through with you in just a few moments' time. I'm actually joined in commentary by one of our regulars, Sam Bork, who's a Shiplake College old boy, so he's going to be giving us plenty of insight up in comms this afternoon. But for now, we've got a few things from the school to play you, and then it's off to team sheets, and we'll be running through some of the runners and riders for today's game here at Shiplake.
At the heart of Shiplake College, there's a rhythm, a beat, a spark. It's in our core values and defines who we are. We're all different and are beginning our own journeys, but together we form an inclusive community where every voice matters and every story counts. Here, there's no one size fits all. We strive for every individual to set their own personal best, because we believe in understanding and nurturing each pupil, recognizing their challenges, participations, and achievements. These inspirational stories drive us. It's the spark that turns ordinary moments into extraordinary memories. We push our boundaries and light the fire of curiosity. We're a place of energy and encouragement, a place where kindness meets confidence, where fun meets focus. And we build high self-esteem, where authenticity is key. At Shiplake, we are a joyful and strong community. We champion the spirit of having a go, empowering our students to step up and discover their potential.
right kit changes everything. With the right kit, you're ready for anything. United, connected, unstoppable. Whatever your sport, we are your sporting partner. Creating your kit your way. For every team, for every challenge, for every aspiration. Feel seen, feel ready, feel part of the team. Kit on, game on.
Welcome back to Shiplake College, where they are hosting Aylesbury Grammar School in the Davis Shield. A repeat of last year's fixture that Shiplake College won by a narrow margin. And Shiplake College have very kindly provided us with a lineup video, which we're going to have a quick look at now as we go through the team sheets for today's game. So that is your Shiplake College lineup for this afternoon's game, and the teams are just coming out onto the field now. Aylesbury Grammar School marching slowly through like David Soul back in 1990. They are ready and up for this one. Shiplake College, we await, and whilst we wait for them, we will just run through the Aylesbury Grammar School team for you. They are skippered by Ben Giles, the second row, an experienced man from last year. In fact, as I say that, Shiplake College are coming charging out onto the field to a rapturous applause. That is the Shiplake College side, ready and raring to go. Aylesbury Grammar School, as I say, led by Ben Giles in the second row, a veteran of last year, Matthias Bockmuel alongside him in the second row, and in the back row, a youngster, Isaac Mills, alongside Alfie Harris and Freddie Crafts, two experienced men from last year. In the front row, Tom Ludlam, Isaac Tongue, and Tom Walsh, his twin brother, is on the bench, Anthony. Half-backs, Will Pringle and Ollie Jinks. Pringle, another veteran of last year, with Ewan Gatt and Sean Dover in the centres. On the wings, Toby Evans and Joe Gormley. Joe Gormley, another one of those youngsters who's played every game this season. Tom Usher is at fullback, and then alongside Walsh on the bench, Josh David, Tom Lowe, Matt Holcroft, Connor Heatley and Cormac Clancy for Aylesbury Grammar School. Shiplake College, well, we've seen that fantastic video from them, and you can see them on screen again here. Henry Benton is the skipper with Will Ryder, the vice captain. Look out for both of those two. They are going to be key players today. Ollie Perkins and Angus Mullins, veterans of last year's game as well. Thomas Weigel was on the bench last year. He's going to be important. Fred Partridge, who moves from number 8 last year into the front row this year. Alongside me, as I mentioned, a Shiplake old boy, Sam Bork. Sam, an emotive one for you, but it should be a good game, this.
obviously spent some of my teenage years in the boarding houses behind you, and such a good time in my life. But I tell you what, when this fixture is on, there's a whole buzz around the school, and it just becomes to life. It comes to life, Angus, and it's a fantastic occasion.
Certainly seems that way. The crowd absolutely packing out the touchline, emerging from the hospitality tent to my left to swathes and swathes of old boys and parents as well. They've been treated to a very lovely curry down there, but now it's all about the action on field. Aylesbury Grammar School with the ball early on. That's good ground made from Tung, the hooker. Aylesbury have had a good season so far, winning 5 of their 7 games, playing some good rugby while they've been at it. Jinx just gets snared up a little bit there by the Shiplake defence, but Aylesbury keep the ball in hand. Big carry from Ludlam. No relation to Lewis, but carrying not unlike his namesake. We come back for a penalty to Aylesbury, and Sam, a decent start from the away side, running through their phases there.
Yeah, very good phase play there from Aylesbury Grammar, just testing this Shiplake defence, seeing what they can get away with, and some very good yards made, as you said, Angus.
Away. Black penalty.
Just seen one of the Aylesbury subs taking off his tracksuit bottoms on the far side. Such are the temperatures here at Shiplake College. Hard to believe.
Yeah, as you say, Angus, last year was a bit torrential. If any of you watchers were watching that day, the rain was pelting down, but we've got a very different day here today.
Wait till my arm goes up. Numbers called in.
A big shout out to the ground staff here at Shiplake College. You and I were talking about them beforehand. They've done, as ever, an absolutely magnificent job. The pitch is looking like a carpet. Aylesbury Grammar School with good line-out ball there, looking to try and build something. Shiplake, well, I was going to say they've done well to slow the ball down, but they were illegal, so it's another advantage to Aylesbury Grammar School. That was sharp work on the floor from Weagle. We come back for that penalty. Ball's not going to go though, so Shiplake might have a chance to counter. Oh, it's a little dink over the top. How's the bounce? Oh, sits up beautifully for Angus Mullins. Mullins one to watch out for this year. And Weagle as well. Already looking like one to look out for at the breakdown. He's got his hands on a couple of balls. Not turned one over yet, but certainly a threat there. But once again, Aylesbury Grammar School have the ball and look to get through their phases.
Two big shots in succession there, Angus. Just what you want to see from this Shiplake defence. One coming in from Fred Partridge, as you said, switching from the back row to prop now, and proving why there.
Mullins in the backfield. One of the star performers last year and already buzzing around with energy. Big carry from Arnold.
First man in legal, holding on.
Another penalty to Aylesbury Grammar School. This time in defence, turning the ball over. But it's certainly a penalty count that's well in favour of the visitors early on. This time they find their touch. Probably not the distance they were quite looking for, but possession will return to them. We just have a look at it again here. Freddie Crafts. Back-to-back starts in this game, getting his mitts on the ball.
Yes, attacker's mark. Good, thank you.
Isaac Tongue will be the man to throw in. Finds his jumper. It's off the top ball. Wide, early, and through the hole goes Dover. Aylesbury Grammar School on the charge. Chip goes through, bounce sits up for Dover. Dover still going. Can he get the ball back inside? Yes, he does to Grat. What a sensational score for Aylesbury Grammar School.
Try.
Dover with the line break. Ball inside to Gat. And Ewan Gat finishes it off.
Yeah, this is really fantastic play from Aylesbury Grammar. I think just what we didn't see on the replay there was that fantastic ball from 9 from Will Pringle off of the line out. Just really set, here we go, really set the play up well and allowed Aylesbury Grammar to attack with real pace, and a fantastic kick in there from Sean Dover as it just goes over the top. And yeah, Aylesbury Grammar allowed to dot in early, but I'm sure Shiplake will come back with some fight.
It's a clever play as well, isn't it? Because when 12 takes it flat off a line out like that from 9, you're expecting a big crash, but actually he takes it and he realises the defence isn't on him, so he can get that pass away, and that's where the hole is created from.
Yeah, definitely, and something we're seeing more and more with that 12 being included is also a playmaker off the line out and off the scrum. But yeah, really, really good work from Ewan Gat there, finishing it off as well, just following the play in off his other centre.
Have as many as you want, as long as you wait for him to move. I will do.
Well, Aylesbury Grammar School have dominated the early possession, and now they've got the score to go along with that. Ewan Gat finishing off after the break from Dover. Wonderful, wonderful try off the set piece. Shiplake College find themselves 5 behind after 7 minutes.
An advantage.
Now
Gotta
the
make
big
an effort to
tackle
get away.
starting to rain in from the hosts. That try perhaps sparking them into life as Mullins looks to try and create
Penalty,
something,
not
but we're going to
long
come
in the way
back
of breakdown. Cut, no,
all the
black.
way for a penalty. Mullins
Black.
wanted to go quickly.
Captain Red, a word please.
Referee pulls him back.
They've got to make an effort to roll away. I know if they get
Good
caught
response
in,
to the try though from the hosts.
but they've got to make an
Yeah,
effort to roll
again,
away.
just
I've got to see.
loads of big shots coming in from the Shiplake
Not rolling
defence,
away,
and
Ben.
I'm sure that try with the
Penalty
home
black.
crowd behind
Not
them has
rolling
really just spurred them into action. But unfortunately, a penalty given away there from Shiplake again, and we'll find touch.
It looks as though Pringle, the scrum half, is going to be taking kicks towards that far side, using his left foot to create the angle. And so it's another line out for Aylesbury Grammar. Almost identical position on the field in terms of distance from the try line as the one from which they scored, just on the other side of the field. What are we going to see off this one?
See if they can conjure up a bit more magic here.
Again, they really try and stretch the play with a wide pass from scrum half at the line out. Shiplake this time wise to it, as Tongue just loses his footing there.
Best deal, ready with first aid.
Vehicle again on the floor. The second row, he's a rowing scholar here at Shiplake College, and he is making such an impact at the breakdown.
Tackle.
Crucial turnover there.
We had a few of those when I was here, with rowing scholars being in the first team, and they are such weapons in that back row, being able to use their engine and their cardiovascular ability to just work around the park.
Well, we are only a stone's throw away from the Leander Club in Henley, where the likes of Steve Redgrave and Matthew Pinson plied their trade hour after hour en route to all those Olympic golds. So no surprise that there's a few handy rowers within the Shiplake College ranks. Could there be an opening here? Mullins half gets away. Oh, what a beautiful offload that is. Shiplake just seem to come alive whenever Mullins touches the ball. Got a bit scrappy there though.
No advantage. High tackle, shoulder area, penalty.
Have a penalty for the high tackle. And this really the first chance for Shiplake to try and create something of an opportunity. They want to stick this one as deep into the 22 as they can.
Yeah, as you said, Angus, everything just comes alive when Angus Mullins is on the ball. I was actually in attendance last year, and off the boot on the tee, he was fantastic.
Red, there's your mark, please.
But switching from 15 to 12 this year, which is an interesting call. But working so far, as we'll see.
Yeah, and it's been interesting. So far, it looks as though he's playing in attack at 12, but in defence at 15. Certainly occupying plenty of time in the backfield when his side don't have the ball, I suppose, with his counter-attacking threat. Why not?
Yeah, I think there's definitely, as I mentioned before, he's a very good option off the boot, and also he's quite good under the high ball. So it's probably the reason why he's defending 15.
Huge clear out from Tom Ludlam. So big, it's forced a turnover for Aylesbury Grammar School. I think there may have been a knock-on in there somewhere, though, so the referees...
However, it was a knock-on as you pick the ball up, so we're going to have
to reset things with a scrum, Shiplake. And Sam, this a golden sort of chance. Lovely position on the field for a scrum. What sort of option do you like to see taken here?
I think you've got to go somewhat what Aylesbury Grammar did on their first try. I think a good move off of 12 with maybe a 10 running around the back always works a treat.
Come in, please, guys.
Certainly plenty of space to work with. A big blindside as well.
Okay, wait until I'm ready.
Shiplake have stacked this open side. The entire back line's in it.
A little bit, Black. Are you ready, Black? Ready, Red? Crunch!
Set up quite flat, no great depth on this attack, so do expect to maybe see Mullins or someone running flat on this one. Mullins takes it to the line, then goes out the back. Could be some space if they get the pass away. Just couldn't free himself, Huckle. The skipper, though, takes it on. Benton.
Okay, tackle!
Within 5 metres now, Shiplake. Forward again through Henshaw.
You tackle there, single movement, go!
Mullins steps in at first receiver, gets the pass away to Partridge. Partridge rumbles on. Do they have numbers around the outside? No, so Beagle takes it in himself. Good handling this from Shiplake College. They're up within inches. They don't want to get held up here though, just short. Ryder, the vice-captain, up to the line, just short again. Aylesbury doing really well to keep them out, but Shiplake now as close as can be. Once again, repelled, and they've been held up. Top defence from Aylesbury Grammar School.
Foul play, taking the player without the ball.
But a penalty, taking the man without the ball. Shiplake go quick. Up to the line, held up again. In fact, they got it down, says the referee. Will Ryder, the vice-captain, held up initially, managed to get his placement in, and Ryder levels things up for Shiplake College.
Yeah, Shiplake doing some stellar work there. All, again, starts from that set play, that scrum just coming round, everything coming off Angus Mullins again, but really good, just battering and bruising their way through this line here. And quite obviously, the Aylesbury Grammar defence couldn't quite hold them. As we see that ball being held up there, but then they come back with a vengeance.
They went quick. Ryder took it across the line. See it here. Initially, looks like Aylesbury get underneath it, but Ryder just manages to dot it down. We're all square at 5 apiece with Mullins' conversion to come. It's a good strike from Mullins. It's a beautiful strike from Mullins. Well, you called it, Sam. He's a sensational kicker, and that's a wonderful kick.
Yeah, as I said, off the tee, there's not much else you can do but give it to Angus Mullins, and he will put it over the sticks for you.
And Shiplake, off really their first proper attack of the game, have nudged themselves into the lead here, 7 points to 5. It's a bang on the money restart from Aylesbury Grammar School. Shiplake do well to deal with it.
Tackled.
Ball back inside. Oh, Partridge just caught by the shoelaces there by Alfie Harris. Important tackle. Well, Partridge was through. Good ground from Arnold.
Right.
Shiplake getting some phase play going here. Up and beyond halfway. That's a good carry. Now they're starting to generate good, quick ball. But Tongue is right over that. Did he release?
Boys, you rocked him out. It was too slow. Hold it on.
He did release. Isaac Tongue. So sharp on the floor.
Yeah, that was fantastic body position from
Penalty,
Tongue
hold it
there.
on.
Really doing
it
some
there.
great
That
work
mark
at the
there, please.
breakdown, and he just perfect angle to get in and jackal that ball.
You see it again here. And almost sometimes it is the weird quirk of a dominant carry, isn't it? That you can almost get yourself half isolated by getting further than your teammates are necessarily expecting.
Yeah, definitely. But again, take nothing away from that, and he's got him very quickly. It's always about anticipation with jackling and just seeing whether you can get in before those ruckers come to smash you out. This ball goes over the top there.
An interesting change there from Aylesbury. Isaac Tongue's not gone off, but he was actually involved in the line out, and it was Isaac Mills that was throwing in the year 11. I wonder
Okay, leave it there, Black.
what that shift is all about. If Tongue's maybe got a bit of a knock or something that he's just trying to manage. Tongue's looking to get over that ball again though, but this time Shiplake get their clean out on the money, and again they're working up towards the halfway line. Bruh carries forward. Partridge
There still.
has the ball ripped from him.
Down, release, roll away.
Crafts now.
Down. He's on the E, leave. Look.
Ludlam. Oh, Ludlam's met hard by his opposite number Ryder.
Ball's loose.
And it's been turned over by Shiplake. Is there something going for them? Good offload off the floor. Can they get another one back inside? No, Spence is just wrapped up. Partridge. Oh, Partridge. He carries big, doesn't he? The former number 8.
It's fine off your feet.
They're going to get a penalty for it.
Rolled him out the maul.
Yeah,
Not allowed to do
fantastic
that.
carry there from Fred Partridge again. Who
Rolling
just,
out the maul,
you can see
okay?
it in his
Top
face
down
when he's on the
roll.
ball. He's just
Penalty,
looking
not allowed.
mean and looking forward to running over someone.
Huh?
But unfortunately, the ball gets turned over there
You
again.
rolled him
But-
out the maul, Red.
He carries on in that vein of form. Never know.
Partridge accused there of rolling a bit too far on the floor.
Sorry. He rolled you anyway, so.
So again, another penalty to Aylesbury Grammar School. They've been racking up that penalty count. That's a nice kick to touch.
Sorry, it was a roll out the ruck, not the maul, okay?
Oh. Line out will be on halfway.
I believe so. I didn't see the number. guys. But it was definitely, you took him on his back, so I've got to.
And now, interestingly, Aylesbury have switched it up again, so Tongue is back on throwing in duties. There was obviously a move planned off that previous line out, I think.
Yeah, maybe it was just that he took a knock in that fantastic turnover opportunity he had. But he's throwing again in now.
Oh, they do go wide.
Right
off the top ball, don't they? Really.
Ryder was definitely looking there to intercept or even just catch a man and ball tackle there.
Well, it's a risk-reward play off that lineup, but as we've seen from Aylesbury, the reward is high, because when it works perfectly, they score tries. As we saw in that beautiful Ewan Gatt try right at the start of the game. Busy touchline here today. But this is what it's all about, isn't it, Sam? It's, you know, trying to make this game for the entire school and to inspire some of the youngsters in the school.
Yeah, definitely. As I said to you before we got up on the booth, Angus, when I was here, it was originally Friday night lights,
Boys,
which was again a bit difficult for all the Year 7s and the younger students to get to. And I think the headmaster's done a fantastic job by putting it on a Wednesday and cancelling all lessons in the afternoon so the whole school can get out and support the first 15.
Black, line out not straight. Do you want
Pure
to line out
coincidence that
or
you're saying the
15 metre
headmaster's
scrub?
done a fantastic job just as he
Scrub,
walks
15
underneath
metre
us,
scrub,
is it?
line out not straight.
By chance, by chance.
Scrum down, Aylesbury Grammar School ball. Been a really tight contest so far in the first half. We were expecting a close game, and it's certainly living up to
15
expectations.
metre, there's my mark here, please, guys.
Aylesbury Grammar here just have another platform to play off, and you wonder
Okay,
what's
ready,
going to
Black?
come out of it this time.
Ready, red. Crouch. Bow. Set. Okay, boys. Should be holding the weight in there, okay? Right, let's come this way, please, for clean ground. Here's my mark.
Both sides
Ready, Black.
wanting to make
Ready,
an
red.
impact on this first scrum. It's taken
Crouch.
over 20 minutes for us to have it.
Set.
Pops out the side, will go again. In fact, it was on the blind side of the referee, so he's not seen that. So Shiplake will get the chance to break away. Can they take advantage of that good fortune? Stepping inside nicely goes French. Half a gap there for Huckle. Now they fling it wide to Partridge. Partridge, oh, got the offload away, but just lost forward. Aylesbury will have the scrum. Shiplake nearly taking advantage of that good fortune.
Yeah, I was talking to some of my old masters
Okay.
here today about Henry French. Only just joined Shiplake at the start of term in year 12. Looking out to go and score some tries on that width day, but
Ready, Black. Ready, red.
You just see there, bottom left of your screen, our partner's Extreme Robes.
Crouch.
Providing me with my lovely warm knitwear that I've got on today.
Watch swearing.
Unbelievably, it's almost too warm a day for it. You thought we'd be saying that in mid-October. Do go and check them out on Extreme Robes. Aylesbury win that scrum and get the clearing kick away through Jinx.
Knock on. By red.
Touched by red, I think, is the call from the
Boys, we're going to
referee.
come back here. It's a knock on by red. Scrum down. Black put it.
Lost forward
Back, we'll
by
come
Shiplake.
clean
is the
ground
call.
here, please, guys.
Let's have a look at that again.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it. He's not free striking. Watch it, boys. Here's my mark.
Well, I'm none the wiser.
Let's go, lads. Ready black? Ready red? Stretch! Bang! Set!
We go again then. Aylesbury scrum. It's a big scrum from Shiplake, but Aylesbury get it away and it's cleared. It's like it's just going to stay in field. It's going to be a chance for Mikey Taylor for Fitzgibbon. Let's have a little wander. Weagle.
Okay, leave it
Puts
black.
on. He's had a good game so far, the second row. Just stabbed forward by Huckle.
Mark.
And Usher calls mark. Usher started on the wing last year, moves to fullback for his upper sixth year.
And from what I can see on that side, the binding's good.
Yeah, interesting decision from Aylesbury Grammar there. But today in schoolboy rugby, you have so much rotation in that back three, and to be a first-team player, I suppose you've got to be able to start in all three positions.
Shiplake go quickly with another of those versatile players, Mullins, who thinks he sees a bit of space. 50-22 could be on if this one runs out into touch. It does run out into touch, and that is going to be a 50-22. Oh, what a piece of magic from Mullins.
Yeah, he's been the real standout so far, and rightly so. I mean, you just see that coming off the boot there with an absolute monster of a kick to put Shiplake down in that, on that 5 metre line. And a real opportunity to play here again.
There's your mark, Red.
Yeah, massive opportunity, as you say, Sam. 5 metre line out, Shiplake College. Can they extend their lead from it? They go to the skipper, Benton, who brings it down, and then on the wraparound is Partridge.
Absolutely not. No way. No way.
Absolutely
no
not,
way.
says the referee.
All right. He, number 2 in. Right. You in. Skipper in. Okay, boys, it's your responsibility to make sure that there's different head contact, okay? Absolutely, but you ducked into that dart, into that. That
And the
is
message
normally
from the
a yellow card.
referee
If I see that
is
again,
that Partridge
all right, you deliberately
needs to
ducked
keep his
into that,
own
leg
body
and low,
height,
straight face
can't
in.
be ducking into
That could have
contact
been a major
and increasing the likelihood of head-on-head
Talk to your
contact.
lads.
All part of the law change. As the tackle height
Giving them
at
the
this
benefit
time
of the
last year,
doubt,
roughly,
now
last
maybe
June,
penalty.
a year ago in June.
Next one will be a yellow.
Tackle height got adjusted, got a tackle below the sternum now, and as part of that law coming in, it was introduced that the tackler couldn't dip into contact. That's what that was about there.
I don't think that was intentional though, Angus.
You can give a yellow for that one. Whilst the head contact. Both.
So, another Aylesbury Grammar School line. They've had a lot of line-out ball of Aylesbury Grammar School. Tongue will look to find his jumper. This one a little deeper than some of the ones they've tried to launch an attacking platform from, but the way they're set up, I wouldn't be surprised to see them try and create something off this. Or this time, sensing that the Shiplake defence is creeping up on that long pass. Pringle goes for it on his own, and then Partridge, perhaps riled by that penalty a few moments ago, poaches the ball. Gets it back in Shiplake possession.
Holding on.
Yeah, you could definitely see that Pringle was a tad worried there with Ryder creeping up and trying to get on that flat pass. Shiplake turnover though is fantastic work.
Carry from Henschel. Well, that's a clever kick as well from Jones. Just covered by Aylesbury, but we'll come back for the penalty to Shiplake.
That's on the territorial, guys.
Elliot Jones, by the way,
here.
5 years ago, he was a ball boy in this Davis Shield fixture. Now here he is in first team colours, representing the school.
Interestingly enough, Angus's dad is also running the line.
Oh, there we go. It's a family affair here at Shiplake College.
Yeah.
There's that turnover. Once again, it was a combination of Partridge and Arnold getting over the ball. Partridge coming up with it. That ball just stolen at the line out by Aylesbury Grammar School. It was a really good leap by Thomas Regal. Sorry, by Matthias Bockmuir, I should say. Shiplake poached it back though. Careering up towards the line goes Henshaw. Is there a bit of space for Jones? Oh, it's a lovely offload and a brilliant pick up from Mullins. Looked as though the player died, but Jones got the offload away. Mullins had the handling ability to collect it and gets across the line. But the referee has pulled us back. Oh, I thought it was a piece of brilliance.
Yeah, Angus, I think it's just hit the deck there, unfortunately.
Knock on red, black footed.
As Angus Mullins has tried to take it over the line.
Mark, please, hookers.
Oh, I thought he just managed to cling onto it. We'll see it again here. So close.
Are you ready, Black? Crouch! Bang! Stay!
Perhaps it was a forwards pass. We'll need to double check that one with the referee after the game. Might well have been a forward pass. From our angle, it was hard to see.
Put your anchor.
Again, fantastic work there from Elliot Jones. And I was going to say earlier, just real
Come down, Black footed.
example of what this school can produce. I mean, Elliot, I've known Elliot for quite a while and was here when I was here, starting very young and early on in the school, and now playing for the first 15 and going out most weeks for Reading Rams as well in their Colts team.
Cleared by Usher. Well, we'll take another look at this. Is it perhaps a forward pass from Jones? We'll try and work this one out. There's the 5 metre line. We'll use that as a guide. He's on the 5. Yeah, it's a forward pass. That's what the call is, isn't it? It was a brilliant pickup from Mullins.
As I said before, Angus Mullins just really showing up today.
Still, Shiplake have the line out and an opportunity here. Well, they went for the trick play, but they weren't all ready for it. It's going to end up still in their possession, is it? No, it was lost forward.
That wasn't not straight in the line out. Line out again, line out. Line out again.
Interestingly, Aylesbury opt for the line out off that. They had the option of the line out or the scrum.
I think it's a probably smart decision with this flat ball that they've been getting off the back of the line out. But we'll see what happens here, whether they'll go flat again to their 12.
Again, they mix up who's throwing in. This time it's Mills that throws in, and Tongue is in the line out. It's been lost though, and in Shiplake hands, and Benton careers towards the line. Jones has a little go around the fringe. He's flattened. Big tackle that from Giles, the skipper for Aylesbury. Round the corner, they're over the line, but they're going to be held up surely. They are indeed held up. Oh, what an important tackle that was from Ben Giles, the skipper.
Mark, held up.
Yeah, Jones just finding those little spaces around the ruck, just popping up occasionally. But as you said, Angus, really good D set to be able to hold up the Shiplake men there.
5 metres. Fine. Go over the line, 5 metres.
They've had to work really hard on the floor, haven't they, Aylesbury, in those scenarios. Drop out lands in the hands of French, who brings it back into the 22. Moving towards final play of the half. Is there a try to finish off with for Shiplake as Bailey takes this one forward?
Bailey. an advantage. Red.
Weagle takes it on. They flash back to this near side. Good hands. And then an important tackle to stop the offload. Bailey still goes on. It was a great effort from Mills just to stop him getting that pass away though, but Shiplake still going forward. Partridge goes. Now there's some space on the far side. Defence swarms fantastically from Aylesbury. Mullins goes digging for it. Now Jones gets it away. Partridge across the line. Has he got that down?
Try.
Referee says yes. Fred Partridge, he's been a threat all day. And he extends the Shiplake lead.
Yeah, Fred Partridge there really putting in some hard graft, and he's been had a try disallowed already today, and I'm sure he wanted to get onto the score sheet. But really great carry there, and he gets that ball down, just spills out after he's touched it down. But I'm sure if Shiplake hadn't scored there, they would have been ruining their missed chances, as they have spent a long time in this Aylesbury 22.
Partridge just getting up to the line, slamming the ball down, and then it skewed away on impact. Sam, his carrying really has been a feature of the Shiplake game. He's a hard man to stop, isn't he?
Yeah, Fred Partridge has been really impressive, and I knew when he was coming to this school that he'd be a definite starter in the first 15. Just if we have a look here, he comes onto this line a bit late. Just no stopping him there. Tongue had a go, but couldn't get his opposition hooker down to the ground fast enough.
I think Aylesbury just querying.
Offside, so he's just
ball got down, but he was still in contact with the ball when it went over the line. Mullins' conversion just didn't quite go, but it's a 12-5 lead for Shiplake College. We are getting very close to the half-time break. Weagle claims the restart. He's been excellent this first half. Partridge really dominating things up front. Partridge there with the carry again. Mullins thumps it long. Usher safe under the high ball, flings it to that far side, and it is a little greasy out there. We've seen a couple of players lose their footing, and in so doing, the ball has ended up in Shiplake hands.
Fine.
Jake Wilson is on and carries forward up to the 10-metre line. Huckle. Perkins now. Perkins gets the ball back in to Huckle. Good continuity this from Shiplake College. Are they sniffing an opportunity of a third score before the half? Bailey takes it forward, and now Partridge again. Partridge through the first tackle, gets his hands free. Is there anyone there for the offload? Yes, there is. Shiplake starting to get into gear here. Taylor Fitzgibbon goes forward. Now Jones has a dabble around the fringe. Good clear out from Ryder, important one.
Not on your feet, didn't allow the ball to be exposed. Penalty, diving.
Well, in my haste to call it a good clear, referee says he'd just gone off his feet, so Aylesbury Grammar School have a penalty and survive that latest wave of attack from Shiplake College.
Yeah, unlucky there from Sam Bailey, who did a really good job, and a testament to a back row just supporting that play and getting over the ball, but a bit too hasty. That ball didn't get to touch there.
Tackle!
So again, Shiplake still keep going. Weagle takes it forward. Ryder, it's a good carry from Ryder. Weagle again gets the fend in. Oh, tongues over that one again. Almost got hands on. Mullins into the 22, gets back to his feet. Partridge. Oh, Partridge still going. Gets the offload inside. Oh, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Elliot Jones on the scrum half line for the offload, but that was all about the carrying work of Fred Partridge.
Yeah, we'll talk about him again. Fred Partridge really bossing this game and just forcing his way through. How many tackles? 1, 2, and then an offload just before the third to send Elliot Jones over that try line. Just fantastic front row play from the big man. And Jones gets his childhood dreams alive with scoring at the big game at Shiplake College.
Be aware.
Somewhere there's an awesome photo of that coming out. Elliot Jones dotting that right down in front of the camera, celebrating in front of them. That'll be on his Instagram later, no doubt at all. And actually, I did him a disservice. It wasn't just all about Fred Partridge. That was a really smart bit of running. He knew it was Partridge that had the ball there, and he's just tracked on the inside perfectly and held his depth.
Yeah, you see it a lot actually in Premiership, International Rugby, with the Nines just following that play. Again, following the big men, see if they can get a little acute offload.
Elliot Jones still smiling with that one. He enjoyed that, didn't he? And Shiplake enjoyed Angus Mullins banging over the conversion as well, and they're going to be enjoying half-time too, because they go into the break having been 5-0 down early on with a 19 points to 5 lead here against Aylesbury Grammar School in the Davis Shield. A fantastic rallying performance from Shiplake College. Aylesbury Grammar School certainly not down and out at the half-time break. And Sam, early on, we see it here, the Aylesbury Grammar School try. I mean, this was just brilliant first phase play, wasn't it?
Yeah, and what I said, I'm going to come back to my words of that try is all made from the exquisite ball from Will Pringle, and then the work of both centres coming through and beating multiple tackles just really sums up how rugby should be playing on that front foot, should be played on that front foot, sorry. And we'll see the other Shiplake tries here, but again, fantastic work from Aylesbury in that first 5 minutes to go over.
It was an early 5-0 lead, wasn't it, for Aylesbury Grammar School, but the vice-captain, Will Ryder, responding from close range for Shiplake College after a long period where they were battering away at the try line. And then Partridge, who's been the star of this first half, really extended that lead. And it's been his ability just to break that first tackle, hasn't it, Partridge?
Yeah, you talk about front row play and being able to beat that gain line with your carry, and Partridge is doing a fantastic job of here. Look at the body height of him, and you can't go high on him, can you, Angus? Because he'll just fend you, and then if you try and get a bit lower, you're going to get bumped off. And I'm not sure there's much stopping Fred Partridge here today.
And in a funny sort of way, the little ticking off he got from the referee for dipping into contact, it's almost actually helped his game because he's running that much more upright. It's allowing him to get his hands free. Yeah,
definitely. Just working that ball and switching between hands with the ball as well, which allows a strong fend to the oncoming defender, which again is so important when you're carrying that ball from a static stance off of 9, where most of the action has come for Partridge.
Aylesbury Grammar School, I mean, they won't be overly pleased with the scoreline heading into half-time, but actually some of their play has been excellent. Obviously we saw that try was a lovely set-piece move, but they, for a large part of that half, they dominated possession. They'd organised themselves into some good line-out positions, just unable perhaps to get the continuity of phase play that they're looking for.
Yeah, just with Shiplake growing into the game, it's been really difficult for this Aylesbury Grammar to just get a foothold in this game, and there have been so many turnovers and Shiplake causing absolute havoc at the ruck. But I want to commend their defensive play as well, Angus, because we do forget that Shiplake have been on their 5-metre line for most of the first half and only have come away with 19 points, which sounds bad, but a very good effort from this defence.
Yeah, they've been held up a couple of times over the line, haven't they? Skipper Ben Giles really getting himself involved in defence. In fact, I think it was him that held up one of those across the try line. A few running repairs at half-time for Shiplake College. Partridge is having his shoulder take back on, I think. I don't think it's going to bother him too much.
No, probably not.
Get the impression that not too much phases young Fred Partridge. A reminder, by the way, that after this game, there's a second game today, live here on NextGen15, a 7 o'clock start over at Grasshoppers RFC for the Oratory against London Oratory. So do join us again this evening for that. But before that, a massive, massive second half coming up. At the moment, it looks as though the Davis Shield is staying in Shiplake College hands. But will Aylesbury Grammar School have a say in that in the second half? Both sides have finished their half-time chats. Referee just having a quick word with the two skippers. It's really good to see this fixture back on the calendar, actually. Last year's was the first game between the two for 20 years. But a firm fixture on the calendar now in this Davis Shield position on the calendar.
Yeah, as I pre-mentioned, it's brought so much good by doing this Davis Cup fixture on a Wednesday instead of a Friday night, because it allows the whole school to get out, parents, Shiplake alumni like myself, just coming back to see some fantastic rugby here at...
Quite a lengthy chat that between the two captains and the referee. Obviously got a few messages he wanted both sides to be aware of in the second half. Just about ready to get back going then. It's going to be Aylesbury Grammar School to get us restarted. They're in the black and grey hoops, playing from left to right. Shiplake College receiving in their maroon and white hoops. And it's taken very nicely off the kickoff by Hamish Arnold.
Okay, tackle!
And Partridge back doing what he does best, carrying and getting across the game line. Mullins. Oh, important tackle there. Ben Giles again. The Aylesbury Grammar School captain has made so many tackles today. And that one on Mullins was absolutely vital, round the bootlaces. And if he hadn't made that, Mullins was away. Oh, it's beautiful offloading, and Partridge gets away. There's a ball inside. If he can find it, Partridge looks to get the chicken wing offload away, just goes to ground.
Black.
The late pass from Huckle, releasing Partridge there.
And penalty advantage.
Almost a perfect start to the second half from Shiplake College, but Aylesbury Grammar School have the ball and playing with advantage.
Okay, boys. No advantage. Dive in. Diving in on the breakdown. Penalty black.
Again, Angus, it's that combination of Partridge and Jones, and he just couldn't get it off there, but with that late run from Jones, always looking very dangerous, and Fred Partridge felt like he had to wait to that last moment to get that pass off.
It was a really good bit of defence, actually, wasn't it, from Tom Usher, the Aylesbury Grammar School fullback. We'll see here, he just manages to tread water in the backfield and not commit to anything, which forces Partridge to hang on to it longer than maybe he wanted to. He probably wanted to give it to the gas man on his inside earlier on, but was forced into waiting until he'd drawn that last defender.
Yeah, Angus, you stole the words right out of my mouth there. Being able to tread water is such a hard thing to do in defence and attack, and it was just a fantastic effort there from the back three man from Aylesbury Grammar.
Connor Heatley, the young year 11, is on at fly half for Aylesbury Grammar School.
Okay, tackle there.
So too
First
is
man in,
Tom
lead
Lowe
it.
on the ground there. Jaden Langbuck is on the near side on the wing for Shiplake College. Matthew O'Brien is also on. Bench is unloaded for both sides. Shiplake pump this one into the 22.
I have to say, Angus, having played on this pitch a few times, that bottom right-hand corner is increasingly difficult to get out of. And the
Red
Aylesbury
mark
Grammar
here,
boys
please,
are
boys.
penned in here.
Can Shiplake College make that right-hand corner work for them? Benton takes the ball down, and now they ferry it to the back. They're up and over the line. Is the ball down? No, so Partridge wrestles it away. Mullins now fizzes it. A little dummy there from French. Defence was wise to it.
Laying on the floor, rolling away.
It's a penalty
Holding
to
on, he
Aylesbury
had
Grammar
fair
School.
reason to do that. Unfortunately, that's the laws of rugby.
Laws of dark rugby.
Excellent work from Perkins to keep that one in field, and now Ryder takes it on, and that's the first
Tackle
touch
there!
for Langbuck. Elliot
An
Jones
advantage red.
gets snared up, but playing with advantage. Does really well to hang on to the ball as well through that advantage. Aylesbury make a bit of a mess of it, so we will have the
Coming in
scrum.
from the side.
We'll have the penalty
Coming in from the
rather.
side.
Jones wants to go quick and feeds it out now to Hamish Arnold. Arnold thought about putting it wide and then thought, you know what, I'm a tight head, I'm going to go straight. Partridge, his hooker and front row companion, does exactly the same and gets the offload away. Crowd goes up. Oh, that was very close to sticking there, but it's going to work out, is it? Referee shakes his head.
Spare ball.
What's that? 3-4 times now.
Happy that went back.
Shiplake College have got themselves across the try line, but to no avail. Well, shake his head, he may have done. But in the end, we've got the try. Spoke to his chuck judge, and we got to a conclusion. It was a fantastic finish over on the far side. It was Weagle that took it in. I think what they were looking at was whether Weagle had lost this forward and he tried to get the offload away because it came off the deck. But it went backwards into the hands of Perkins, and so that's a tidy finish from Perkins, bumping off one defender and then getting the ball down.
Yeah, Ollie Perkins, another one who's been at school at Shiplake College for a while, progressing through the years, and a really great finish and testament to his own work there. Doing really well and finishing in that narrow corner again. I did tell you, Angus, that corner down there on the right-hand side is very difficult to defend and very difficult to get out of.
Everyone in the country, haven't they? They've got a corner that they believe in.
Yes.
Shiplake's comes to fruition for them, and Ollie Perkins gets the score.
Linesman, we're happy that okay.
Matt Holcroft on at scrum half for Aylesbury Grammar School is the man to get us back underway, and that kickoff finds grass, and then Shiplake find a foot in touch.
Black line out, please.
Getting there, Weigel involved in play. He's just been everywhere And you say now that second rows are meant to be modern day back rows, and he's really, really working to that statement. And as I said before, I'm sure his cardiovascular ability as a rower really helps with that.
It's a brilliant take at the line out from Giles. And now Tongue takes it on the wraparound. Shiplake are all over it on the floor.
Tackled, didn't release, okay? Penalty.
No release, penalty to Aylesbury.
Penalty, tackle, not released.
Chance to pump this one deep into the 22.
Red, red, red.
And an interesting decision here for Aylesbury Grammar School to make. Every line out so far has been off the top. They've looked to put early width on it, but 5 metres from the try line. What do you think? Will they bring it down and try and drive?
I think the forward inside my mind says you've got to go for that driving more and see where you can get to, but to the player I am now as a 13, lots of green space to run.
We'll never get to find out. Shiplake poach it and break out from their own try line. Perkins getting out of 2 tackles and then offloading to Jones, and now they've got an overlap on the far side. They're going to find the space. Regal, what an offload that is. Partridge is brought down up towards the halfway line. Keeps going though. Wasn't held. They're on halfway. Weigel again.
Fine.
A little bump off there from Huckle and gets the ball away. Quietly and a very tidy game. That's Huckle. And just for a moment there, Henry Benton thought he was away, but he's going to get called back to the halfway line.
That's another one there who's gone really under the radar today, Henry Benton, the captain for Shiplake. He's had a really, really good game, a really hard-working game. Just done those jobs that you don't really see. Securing that ruck and getting over the ball, making sure that there's a platform to the Shiplake backs can play off.
Thank you, sir.
Bit of cramp for Elliot Jones.
Time off the clock, boys. You've got time for a quick drink. Off the clock.
Energy sapping encounters these. The whole day feels like it's working up to it. Can
Right,
bring
stay
a
where
bit
you
of
are.
early
Just
onset
make
cramp.
sure that you check out, okay? You're off the clock, boys.
And 24-5 up, Shiplake College looking pretty comfortable, Sam. They're almost inspired by going behind early. It seems to have rallied them into a top performance here.
Yeah, it's definitely brought the fire out of these boys here today, and they've really just gone with the energy of the crowd. And
Mark here, boys.
You can't ever doubt the energy of a home crowd and what it brings to the team. And yeah, these boys have definitely
How's your mark, please, bro?
come out fighting after that first try was scored. We'll resume play here now.
Isaac Tongue will again throw in, and his skipper Giles is once again the target. And once again, it's off the top ball, but once more, Shiplake wise to the tactic.
Get away, Red!
Close up the
Play
space on
advantage,
Holcroft.
Black! Second advantage!
Third advantage. Tongue, half a dummy, bounces up with the first tackle. Gets the offload away as well, and that could create a bit of space. Kick comes in. Perkins does really well under the high ball.
No
closes the
advantage,
mark.
coming back for the offside!
Come back for the penalty, but that was important from Perkins.
Yeah, he's really
There,
started
sir.
to show up in these last 20 minutes with that try, and good
Yeah,
bit
so
of footwork
basically
over
he
here as
came
well,
in
and that
on an
catch
offside
and that
position,
mark
all right,
is
so it's penalty
very
Black.
important. And then with a few Aylesbury Grammar wingers just bearing down, waiting to get in on that ball.
Holcroft goes for broke and makes a good touch.
Here's your mark, please, Black.
Such are the unseasonable temperatures that the wasps have come out here.
Yeah, I was going to say, Angus, you look like you're in a bit of trouble there with wasps coming around your head.
We're under siege here in Coventry.
Mo!
Aylesbury Grammar School laying siege to
What?
Shiplake try-line and breaking off the back of that maul. His tongue, he's hauled just short of the line. Oh, and over the ball brilliantly is Huckle.
Holding on!
Outstanding from the young fly half.
Yeah, Angus, we talked about perfect body position in that jackal situation
Mark
in the
here,
first
please.
half, from tongue actually, but that there from the young 10 was just absurd. Straight over that ball and no budging.
He was gutted to have his name misspelled in the team sheet that was circulated this morning. But everyone, after that bit of defensive brilliance, will know the name Will Huckle now.
Having that versatility of backs who can really get involved and make havoc at the ruck is so important these days. Usually one of the traits that surround a 12 or a 13, but if you have a 10 that can do it as well, you're really winning.
Not straight.
Line out, not straight.
Line out again. Line out again. Black ball. Not straight. There's my mark, please, Black.
Aylesbury opt for the scrum, for the line out, I should say. What do you think of the new law that's just been mooted, that if the line out is not contested, then it doesn't matter if it's squimped?
Yeah, it's an interesting one to bring in, but
Leave it, Black! You're up!
with the
Leave!
amount of disruption
Black!
that's
Leave it!
happened all around rugby in that line out area, is probably one that needs to happen sooner or later.
Holding on.
Another turnover from Aylesbury Grammar School. They've been really good on the floor, actually, the visitors. Yeah, and I suppose what's going to end up happening really is that just at every line out, people will compete to eliminate the problem.
Yeah, exactly, and that's always good to see. I mean, my dad had an expression which is through and steal when I was
black,
in the
two
line
black.
out ages ago, but
Giving
coming
you
up
fair
and being
warning
able
get your hands away,
to
okay?
knock
Next
that
time
ball
I'll
out
be
of the opposition player's hands.
There's my mark, please, Black.
There's a valuable source of ball if you can steal some of the line out. Aylesbury Grammar School have another line out. Tongue will be the man to launch it in, and his skipper Giles is again the target. And there you see the value of sticking a man up, because Shiplake College have poached it.
That was Weigel again, just working all around the park and getting another turnover, and he almost got on the ball there.
It really has been outstanding, the second row. That one went backwards.
Coming back, it was on the
Says
ground,
it
not
didn't
on.
go backwards from Usher, so it'll be Shiplake College scrum.
Scrum down. Red.
Scrum then pretty much on the 22 for Shiplake College.
I'm done with his fingers.
Right up in this 5-metre channel, so a big expanse of space off to the far side
Here's
for
my
them to
mark,
attack
please.
into.
Sorry to mention him again there,
Forward,
but
Black.
Angus Mullins with another beautiful kick, and it's just forced
Are you
a
ready,
mistake
Ray?
from the Aylesbury Grammar
Ready,
boys,
Black?
and unfortunately
Crunch!
Shiplake have a scrum
Bang!
here.
Set!
Off the base goes Bailey. Brought down well by Gormley. He started every game for Aylesbury Grammar School this year, the youngster on the wing. Huckle. Oh, Mullins on the late line. He's going to go careering through. Oh, he appeared so late onto that ball in Angus Mullins. That's a glorious score.
Angus. This is almost the Angus Mullins show now. Just, we see here, really good work from Weigl, and you see that looping arch round from Angus Mullins with a bit of deception from his forward pack and a good bit of footwork as well to beat that last man, but very good work. And it's always a great moment when you're striding in front of all of your schoolmates. I think that's the sixth form section behind the post there, so I'm sure we've had a few friends cheering his name there.
Well, he started almost on the inside shoulder, didn't he, of Huckle, and just arced his run, and then by the time he received it, he'd already done all the hard work to straighten up.
It's so important there to, the thing I focus on definitely when I'm playing in the outside backs, being able to straighten up on that kind of arcing J line. So important.
A really good one for any youngsters watching that score from Mullins. About the work you do before receiving the ball, how important it is, and Angus Mullins converts his own score. And his team now take a 31 points to 5 lead. Oh, they are playing well, Shiplake College. We were expecting something close, something tight coming into this, but ever since they've gone behind, the home side have had the
Ball
bit between their teeth.
Touch! Can we have the ball, please?
Five tries now for Shiplake College. What a really good restart from Aylesbury Grammar School, and under it once again is Hamish Arnold, who's been outstanding under the high ball actually today. Probably not something he expected to have to deal with all that much, but he's been superb. As
Yeah.
is this man.
As we see Fred Partridge go again. Hamish Arnold's been another one of those names that we haven't really talked about a lot, but has had a very quietly good game with a lot of strong carries as well. And there he is again, with a good offload.
Arnold starting to show us the party tricks. As his skipper takes that forward and gets the pass away, and Jake Wilson now goes surging into the 22. Still going as Wilson, he's brought down eventually. Shiplake on the attack, they need someone to play at 9, they found one. Huckle offloads Mullins, Mullins goes darting through again and across the line. Oh, Angus Mullins. He's having a day to remember here.
Yeah, it really is Angus Mullins. I mean, we mentioned him before the game, well, at the start of the game even. We talked about him before, but this is just outstanding again. Just, again, showing any young viewers watching this, as a centre, being able to change the direction of the line, and it just catches defences really off guard.
It's a different style from the one a few moments ago, isn't it? But it's the same principle. He straightens before he receives the ball, and the defenders are just all going the wrong way at that point. Get the hard work done early. That's the lesson that Angus Mullins is showing us. Slaps through the conversion as well. Mullins with 14 points in a little over a minute and a half.
He'll have his eye out for the hat-trick now. And be able to convert 21 points all by himself. That would be a marvel, wouldn't it?
It's another excellent restart from Aylesbury Grammar School. It really has been top part of their game.
An advantage! Black!
He's going to get a penalty.
There's no advantage! Offside at the breakdown!
They look to go quickly. Usher takes it on. Moves it to the far side, and half getting through there is Clancy, who's
Still
coming on the
playing
wing on that
advantage.
far side.
Okay. Coming back.
It'll be another penalty, not 10 this time. It really has been spectacular from Shiplake College,
I wouldn't have given you a quick one
particularly in the
anyway.
last
Can't have
5-10
two
minutes,
quick in
hasn't it? Just
succession unless it's for a
the
different
ease
reason.
with which they're moving the ball from A to B and
Back here,
finding
okay.
soft shoulders. They're
Red,
really
not
starting to come
10.
into their stride now.
Penalty.
Yeah, I think it all comes from that, the work that the front row are putting in. And honestly, I've never seen a game where all three of the front row have really stood out, and having those massive carries just allows people like Mullins and all the others in the back line to really
just a little
push
bit
on
off.
and have fast ball. Having fast ball is such a weapon, especially in schoolboy rugby.
Yeah, in a funny way, the front row and the back row for Shiplake College are almost playing
Black, there's Mark.
sort of reverse roles. You've got the back row doing a lot of very bits and bobs, unseen, difficult work, and the front row doing some sort of aggressive carrying, getting on the front foot, getting the offloading away. It's almost a reversal of character.
Yeah, definitely, and it's been an absolute testament.
Clever line out from Aylesbury as Giles wraps around the front, just brought down short by the scrum half Jones.
Advantage, Black.
Playing with advantage as Tongue just tips that one on further to Walsh. Tongue's another that's had an excellent game today. It really has been a game for the front rowers.
No advantage.
Aylesbury go quick. Brought short is Crafts. And then forwards through Isaac Mills and across the line. And the referee awards the try. Isaac Mills emerges with the ball. Aylesbury aren't done with this one yet.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I am fully aware of him closing that tunnel, okay? But if there's no advantage to them, I'm just letting you play the ball, okay? I was actually
Really
going to
good
turn
work
around,
from
closing the
Mills
tunnel,
here, just
but you'd already
working
gained
himself up,
advantage.
seeing that ball, seeing the opportunity in that ruck to just pick up, and really well done from the Aylesbury Grammar man. Getting some more hope back for this Aylesbury Grammar side. Never know.
No, you've got to wait for my whistle, boys.
Shiplake building up a massive lead, but as I just said, you never know with these types of games.
Mills' try is
Gotta wait for my
converted.
restart. Wait.
So it's 36-12. Good restart though from Shiplake. Just
Boys,
lost
it came
forward.
off red hand, it went forward. Another scrum down here. Black.
It's a scrum to Aylesbury Grammar School and another chance to just try and launch something.
Funny enough, Angus, look who turned up with the ball at the bottom of the base of this ruck there. Thomas Feigl, again, doing work.
He's been everywhere, hasn't he?
Right, boys, off until I can get
Looks
this
as
set.
though
Off the clock.
he's moved from the second row to number 8 now in the second half as well.
Are you on? Okay. Sorry, boys, back on the clock. Restart, scrum down, Black put in, knock on.
Still a bit of time here. 13 minutes left to play. It's a
Ready,
long
Black,
shot,
ready,
but
red.
Aylesbury will be thinking,
Crouch.
get a score. You never know.
5, set.
Big scrum from
Bind
Shiplake
it,
College.
red bind, you were not correct. Free kick,
But
Black. Not binding
a big
correctly.
scrum. Illegally. Free kick, Aylesbury Grammar
You're
School.
good there.
And a bid to keep possession. They go for the tap.
Leave it now, red. Penalty here, coming in from the side. Not the tackle gate.
Again, penalty, they go quickly. Tongue. Such a busy carrier is Tongue. Now they put boot to ball. There's a lot of grass back there. Will it just sit up? Just bobbles away from Langbuck.
Very good option to kick there from the Aylesbury tent.
Say again?
Just saw that bit of space, bit of green grass.
Yeah, it's not 50-20.
As a 10, your eyes light up as you see that.
I didn't see it. No. Sorry, guys. That's two officials didn't see it. Okay.
Cramp for Freddie Crafts.
We're good to go on black.
He's up on his feet now. His mate Anthony Walsh was just helping him out. I think it might have been Tom Lowe helping him out. Shiplake win the line out, but it wasn't straight.
Fine, it's fine. Okay. What would you like? Line out again. If that had been a penalty, I would have taken the back 10. Okay. Line out again, please, boys. Not straight. Black, here's your mark, please.
And the thing is, Giles is such a target, isn't he, at the front for Aylesbury Grammar School, that it's putting the pressure on the throwers to get the ball past him.
Yeah, definitely. It always helps to have that figure in your line out who's just above the average schoolboy height.
Again, they go off the top. It's a thumping tackle, but ends up actually driving Aylesbury Grammar School forwards as they rotated around through contact, and now Tongue takes it forward.
Okay. Red, you're offside. You're too quick
Coached
up.
by Ryder.
Penalty black.
Cleanly, but we come back for the penalty for offside. Aylesbury just having a little debate as to what to do with this one, but they are going to go to the corner. Holcroft has the ball in his hands. It's going to be a line out about 10 metres out. Try here would just make things interesting.
From both of you as well, but I'm watching it.
I'm wondering what Connor Heatley is saying to his 12-13 now. Can they produce that little bit of magic that they had in the first 5?
Yeah, on the mark. Okay.
Shiplake defence standing steadfast, ready for this massive D set that they've got coming up.
Giles the target. Almost inevitably.
Maul!
Ball in the hands of Mills, but again they look to shift it away from that maul and fizz it out to the far side as Gormley takes it on and then moves it one out to Clancy. Clancy up to the line. Clancy over the line.
Happy that was a single movement.
Aylesbury Grammar School are staying in the hunt here.
Yeah, really fantastically executed move there by Aylesbury with 2 hard runners coming off the 10 and the 12, just allowing that bit of deception for the winger to come in. Referee calling that a single movement, so the try will be allowed.
I'll tell you what, that is terrific from Clancy to be able to reach the line. You don't have to roll back too many years, and a try like that is just not getting scored at schoolboy level. Quality of finishing across the schoolboy platform has increased so much in recent times.
Yeah, massively so, and wingers have finishing training after actual training, which will be diving into corners and being able to finish from odd angles.
So, with 8 minutes to play, 19 points the difference. A long shot, but it's possible. Giles just loses that one though, so Shiplake have the ball. Perhaps an opportunity just to try and wrestle back a little bit of momentum and slow the clock down here.
First one in.
But Tongue gets over it again. How good has Isaac Tongue been on the floor today?
Yeah, we've had a lot of good jacklers here today, but Isaac Tongue really stands out as that one in particular. He's just been really, really fantastic on the floor, and it's almost like that in anticipation, Angus, just waiting for your man to get isolated, so that you can spring onto the ball and get a real good tower of power position, as they say it in the coaching staff.
Tower of power. I've not heard that one in a while, but you're right. There's not a coach in the land that doesn't use it, is there?
Okay. Boys, we start here, please. There's my mark.
We'll restart with an Aylesbury Grammar School penalty. They need to find a good touch here. Oh, they've gone for broke. It's a great effort, but it's well fielded by Ollie Perkins. Oh, it's not though. He started off the field of play.
No, he wasn't out. He brought it in, but he knocked it forward as he brought it in, so it's a knock-on.
In fact, he was legal, but he lost it forward as he brought it in. So an Aylesbury Grammar School scrum.
Okay.
And that is the sort of luck of the bounce that they needed.
Right, here's my mark here, guys. It was a knock-on. Black foot. Come forward, please, Black.
Yeah, very unlucky for Ollie Perkins there, but again, Shiplake have a massive job to do here. And we've seen two very well orchestrated moves from Aylesbury Grammar. We'll see a third here probably.
Boys. Bringing it back. Okay, I'm fully aware. Okay, guys. Boys. You are both putting more than your weight in there, okay? I'm watching for feet to move. Next time I'll penalise. So let's have come down here, please.
Big scrum this.
You ready, Black? Ready, Red?
Tight blindside, but with no one defending it, they get a right shoulder on. Don't be surprised if Aylesbury try to go down there, but instead it's a massive Shiplake College scrum. They've stolen the ball, and now Mullins is eating up space on the outside, and Perkins now gliding forward, getting the offload back inside. That might just be enough for the game for Shiplake College.
Yeah, it is a penalty against you.
It's going to be a penalty to Aylesbury Grammar School, but in eating up a minute there
Penalty for you, boys.
and moving the play 60 yards up the
Penalty
field.
holding on the ground. First man in was legal.
That might just do it for Shiplake College.
That was fantastic work at scrum time. We'll mention them again, but this front row of Ryder, Arnold and Partridge have just been bossing this game, and they can scrummage as well.
That would have been something I would have picked up if it hadn't been a penalty for holding on, all right? So there's no advantage.
An all court showing in the loose, but showing that
yes,
they've got what it takes in the tight as well. Another Aylesbury Grammar School line out.
Yeah. Inside, yeah. On the line. That's it.
Now
Great.
it's going to be Mills throwing in with Tongue out in the back line. But it's been stolen by Ryder and Shiplake College. To the blind side they go. Partridge just has to juggle it.
Fine.
Ryder again. Oh, thumping carry from Ryder. Oh, and then threaded through the eye of the needle by Huckle. And French into the 22. Aylesbury poach it though. Great work from Heatley. Game really breaking up now. And Aylesbury have got loads of numbers here on the blind side if they can work it to them. Instead they go back inside. They've still got the numbers if they can work their way through it, but Shiplake scramble well.
Still playing advantage.
Playing advantage to Aylesbury Grammar School. Miller, or Mills I should say, the try scorer, takes that one on. Little box kick comes in.
Doesn't matter, we're not football boys, we play on!
Coming back for the penalty, not football, says the referee.
This is a game of rugby, we continue to play. Going time off the clock. We're coming back
From
here.
the
Black,
Nigel
high
Owens
tackle
school of
penalty.
This Is Not Soccer.
Restart on my whistle. Captain Black, are you happy to continue? Okay, we're still off the clock.
Short delay, we've got an injury on the 10-metre line. A chance then for Aylesbury Grammar School to regroup. The game is probably gone now, but they'll want to finish with a flourish. It has been a good response to what was getting a tricky scoreline for them.
Yeah, I have to say, when you're down by that much in the first halves and the first half of the first half, and definitely the first half of the second half, you just want to go out and get some more points on the board, put a bit more pride on that badge for your school. And Aylesbury have done a really stellar effort of that today.
They certainly have. We'll restart them with a penalty to the visitors.
Okay, back on the clock, wait for my whistle.
They go for the trick play, the quick tap, and they look for a bit of space out to the far side, but Mullins wise to it.
Okay, tackle there, that's fine.
Good carry from Henschel. He's been busy today. There's Jack Henschel. Mullins now. This is it to Perkins. Perkins with the late pass to Lang Buck, and Lang Buck does really well to stay in field there. Could so easily have got himself dragged out into touch, but it's been poached by Usher. It has been a part of the game they've excelled at, Aylesbury Grammar School. They've been so good at poaching ball on the floor.
Going to have a scrum down here, boys.
Yeah, and it's as you said, come ruck time, these boys have just lit a light, and I don't know, something in their eyes maybe lights up when they see that ball just opening up on the floor, and there's a small window of opportunity, as I said before, where you can get in and get over that ball. The Aylesbury Grammar boys are doing a fantastic job of it, as we'll see here.
Okay, are you ready, Black?
Shiplake scrum, how they'd love to finish off with another score. There's a certain someone in the midfield that's hat-trick hunting as well. Weigel to that man Mullins, who stabs the kick away, just comes off the side of the boot, bounces off into touch. It's about the first error he's made all day.
Yeah, you're probably around right. I guess he's been an absolute superstar today, and I'm sure he'll be loving it.
3 metres of taking the line out.
Being able to score in front of your whole school is definitely a
Here's your mark, please, Black.
big ambition in your mind.
It was just an illegal put-in, okay, because he had already marked it. Still your line out, guys. Minute 52.
1 minute 52 to play, says the referee. Aylesbury claim the ball from the line out. That's a big carry from Crafts, met by a couple of hefty defenders as well, and that was nearly away for Aylesbury, but just lost forward.
No fancy, there was a knock on there, however. Red, you're offside at the breakdown again. Penalty, Black.
Shiplake were offside, so another penalty to Aylesbury Grammar School. Perhaps one area of the game that Shiplake won't be so happy with. The penalty count's probably been a bit high for their liking. Yeah,
as I say, Angus, in the first half, they only came away with 19 points, having been in the Aylesbury 22/5 for a long period, and that was probably due to the penalty count and just offsides and holding on and double movement, stuff like that, just not working properly on the floor, but they've been able to capitalise on multiple opportunities, so won't be a big issue there.
The quality of their play, once they've got going, has been truly exceptional from Shiplake College. Giles this time is the dummy option, but again it's wrestled back into Shiplake possession by Ryder.
Penalty, Red, for pre-lifting.
Shiplake accused of pre-lifting in the line out, so it would be another penalty to Aylesbury Grammar School.
Yeah. Red pre-lifted and held, okay? That's your line out.
That is an absolute beauty from Tom Usher.
Yeah, and it's right on the dot of the corner flag as I saw it, Angus. It was almost, I thought it went dead there, but just crossed the line just before the try zone corner flag. And again, another opportunity for Aylesbury to just make some more proud moments in that first team shirts.
Mills to throw in. Giles, the short target at the front, gathered the ball but then lost it forward.
That was a knock-on in the line-out, boys. Unfortunately, I can't award that.
Nearly for Aylesbury Grammar School, but that is the final whistle. Shiplake College take the victory. They retain the Davis Shield. A fantastic performance from the hosts. Some terrific play within it, and it all finishes up here. Shiplake College 36, Aylesbury Grammar School 17. And Sam, an outstanding performance from Shiplake College. They once they found their stride, they really did string together some lovely bits of play.
Yeah, as we see this first try go in, it must have sparked something in the bellies of these Shiplake men, and they just went out and put on a show for us, Angus. A real pleasure to come and watch here today, and a real pleasure to watch some of the high-class rugby on this pitch again.
And we mentioned the front row. You know, we see the try there in response to the Aylesbury Grammar School try from Will Ryder, and then a second from Partridge a few moments later. And that front row really was vital for Shiplake College, wasn't it? Both in attack and defence, they got through a real shift of work and some real quality there.
Yeah, Will Ryder, the VC, scored the first, and then had some really great carries. Fred Partridge, obviously we've talked about him probably too much on this stream, Angus. And Hamish Arnold, again, having a really stellar game, and obviously off those kickoffs, doing really well.
And a word on Aylesbury Grammar School as well, who obviously started the game really brightly and actually finished the game pretty brightly as well. Some really lovely moments from them, and some real, despite conceding 36, some really top work in defence in particular. Their breakdown was exceptional.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, Angus, that first half, wow, a lot of defensive character to be able to hold a very informed Shiplake line, back line, sorry, to only 19 points, having spent most of the half in their 22. It's a real effort from the Aylesbury Grammar boys. They should be very proud.
They certainly should. But I'll tell you what, Shiplake College, particularly in that first 15 minutes of the second half, were truly exceptional. And that brace of scores from Angus Mullins, rugby of the highest quality, wasn't it?
Yeah, we mentioned him before the game, and we've talked about him. Angus Mullins had an amazing performance today, really showing us all why he is that superstar of the Shiplake team. Just as we said, being able to switch up the angle on a hard line is such a mature character trait in a rugby player. And to be able to do that at the age of, I think, 18 or 17 is a very impressive skill.
It certainly is. It certainly is, as we see the last of the tries here today. Let's say all finished up here. Shiplake College 36, Aylesbury Grammar School 17. I'm going to hop downstairs and see if I can get a conversation in with a couple of the representatives of the schools, to see if we can get a word with Tyrone Howe, the Shiplake College headmaster and former international. But Sam, thanks so much for joining us up here. Been a pleasure to have you alongside, and some wonderful insight, particularly into the inner workings of how things go here at Shiplake College.
Yeah, thank you so much, Angus. It's been a real pleasure to come back to school again and be able to commentate on the first 15. It's really fantastic. But I'll say goodbye now.
Right, we're going to hop downstairs, chat to a few of the runners and riders from today's game. Full time here, Shiplake College 36, Aylesbury Grammar School 17.
Well, we're joined now by the Shiplake College headmaster, Tyrone Howe. What a fantastic afternoon here.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to the half-term break on Friday, but it's a real highlight to be able to run the fixture here. The pitch is looking in great shape and the rain stayed away. We've been watching the weather forecast all week and we had a really good competitive game of rugby, and having the whole school out here supporting the boys, you know, really positive role models and competitive, sporting, and it was exactly what we wanted the occasion to be.
Yeah, we were talking in commentary about, particularly at the far end of the field, you've got the youngest lads in the school, and actually how this is in many ways about inspiring them as to what might come in the future.
Absolutely. These I keep on saying to the sixth form of these boys, they don't realise they're rock stars in the eyes of our 11 and 12 year olds. So I mean, I can remember being at school and you know, I could still tell you 5 or 6 of the first 15 names. So it's really important that they see our senior boys playing in the right spirit, being competitive, and they will look up to them, and they will, as you say, aspire to follow in their footsteps. So it also just ingrains the culture of rugby at the school, and for the right reasons.
And we saw some wonderful players, some wonderful play rather, from those role models of theirs. Some of the forwards getting through a mountain of work. We were talking earlier about how the front row were playing almost like back row as they were getting through so much.
Yeah, it was good continuity, lots of ball carrying. You know, Will Ryder off the back of the line out, pinched a few and then broke away. Fred Partridge trucked it up, gets you across the gain line, and the ball handling skills were very good, really across the board. And when the subs came on, so you know, it's good quality rugby. It's competitive, it's feisty, but it's played in the right spirit. And I was delighted as well because I thought Aylesbury, they started strongly and they really got back into it in the second half and getting a few tries. You know, they deserved those. And you look at the scoreboard, and the scoreboard reflects the quality of the match, but also reflects, you know, that we shaded it in terms of being able to cross the white line.
And it's a pretty special place here, Shiplake. We sort of came in and we sort of looking around, kids out on the field beforehand, just with their mates having a kickabout. Good to see a rugby ball getting chucked around in the kickball. Actually, not everywhere do you see that, but it seems as though everyone's very well spirited.
Well, the principles for us, they're pretty straightforward. You got to work hard, You got to get your academics right, and after that, it's a playground. And we want you to be out in the fresh air. This is a school where I think the people that enjoy it the most are the people that like the fresh air. They like getting into their sport, whether it's individual sport or team sport, and it's really healthy. You know that the whole healthy body, healthy mind. It's important, and seeing our pupils out in the fresh air, bonding with each other, communicating with each other rather than being zoned out on their phones, again, I think it's really healthy for them, and they're enjoying their teenage years, which is exactly what they should be doing. But it's off the back of rigorous academics, and then we just encourage them to get stuck into things and say yes to things. And if they do say yes to things, they'll find something they enjoy. And they're seeing a group of boys today who love an oval ball and get a huge amount of joy out of it.
And you're a man, obviously, with rugby at its core. Obviously, rugby in a tricky time in some senses, but days like today are what show you why school rugby is so important and why it's such a valuable asset to schools.
Well, running a school is basically about managing risk, and contact sport, whatever it is, about managing risk. And there is inherent risk in a contact sport, but I think people also need to reflect on the positives that rugby brings. It's an extraordinary sport for camaraderie, for learning the lessons of life. That song, you get knocked down and you get up again. Well, there's no greater example of that than a rugby pitch. And I can remember having a conversation with an old coach of mine, and we were talking about, does it build character? And he said reveals character, and you do see character coming out on the pitch. So I think that we have to be cognizant of the age we live in, and we're more aware of the issues. Technology is probably going to be one of the key factors in managing that, but we can't ever forget that it's an amazing game and gives you lifelong memories and lifelong friends. And the older I get, the more my rugby mates mean to me, and I absolutely treasure their friendship.
I'm going to just put that on a loop for the rest of the year. That's absolutely perfect. It's everything that we feel about the game as well. And we saw plenty of that character from your boys as they went behind early on and carried on to victory. Fantastic performance. Tyrone, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a fantastic pleasure to be here at Shiplake College, and hopefully back again next year for another brilliant Davis Shield.
Look forward to it. Thank you.
Cheers, Tyrone. Tyrone Howell there, the headmaster of Shiplake College. We're going to grab a hold of one of the Shiplake College superstars from today, which is Angus Mullins. And guess what? It's his birthday. 18 years old today, Angus. Happy birthday to you. You've got a great name as well. What a performance today. Enjoy yourself out there?
Yeah, it was really good. We started off quite slow, but the same as last year, but I think we grew into it. Got the win in the end.
And obviously, behind early on, with the messages, just stay calm. It's fine. We've got plenty of time to get back into this.
Yeah, I think it's happened quite a few times this season. We've sort of started off quite slow, gone behind, and it's taken us a while to sort of get into it. So the message before the game was sort of stay composed, stick to our structure before the game. But obviously, didn't go to plan. But we just had to stick at it.
And a couple of tries on your birthday, almost a hat-trick. Got your hands on, but unfortunately the ball just lost forward. But got to be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, very happy, very happy.
And enjoying the kicking as well?
Yeah, shanked a few, but always happens. So yeah, just trying to get them all.
Doesn't always happen, don't worry about it. Fantastic performance. Got a couple of your mates alongside here as well. I can see young Jones there, the scrum half, almost fed you for a couple. He had a good game.
Yeah, very good game. He keeps up the tempo, he keeps us playing quick. So yeah, we're really happy to have him at 9 and keep going with it.
And half-term break coming up, but then ready and raring to get firing against St Benedict's after half-term.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one, but I think much needed rest for half-term, and then we'll come back and go back at it.
Fantastic. Listen, Angus, thanks so much for joining us. Happy birthday. Enjoy the celebrations later. We're going to grab in Elliot Jones as well, because he's here waiting to chat to us. Enjoy that one today?
Very much so, very much so. Looking forward to this all season, and such a good turnout from all the sixth form. To put a performance like that is it's what dreams are made of, really.
I saw you as you went over for your try right in front of the cameras. That's the money shot, isn't it?
Obviously, the Lewis Summit, right down the front of the camera.
Fantastic. And obviously, we were just chatting there about St Benedict's coming up after half-term. After a performance like that, you boys must be raring to go for that one.
Yeah, we're coming in with full confidence for St Benedict's. Obviously, a tough fixture, but we believe we can do it.
Fantastic. Thanks so much for joining us. Elliot Jones there, another star of today's performance. And so that's everything here from Shiplake College. It's been a fantastic day. Aylesbury Grammar School gave the best of themselves, really topped and tailed the game with some real quality, but in the middle, Shiplake College were just absolutely fantastic for a 36 points to 19 victory. Stay with us today. Having a little bit of a break, couple of hours, and then we are live again over at Grasshoppers RFC for the Oratory against London Oratory. We're going to be kicking things off from 7 o'clock over there. I've got to get on my bike to get across there. If you're not joining us for that, then the next time you must stay with us is this weekend, where we've got both the St Joseph's Festival, which is Friday, Saturday and Sunday this year, because we start off with an under-15s tournament on Friday, and also the John Fisher State Schools Festival this Saturday and Sunday. So there is so much rugby for you to watch this weekend here on Next Gen 15. But for those of you staying with us for the 7 o'clock, enjoy it. It's going to be fantastic. For those of you leaving us, thank you so much for watching. We will see you later on.
At the heart of Shiplake College is a rhythm, a beat, a spark. It's in our core values and defines who we are. We're all different and are beginning our own journeys, but together we form an inclusive community where every voice matters and every story counts. Here, there's no one size fits all. We strive for every individual to set their own personal best, because we believe in understanding and nurturing each pupil, recognizing their challenges, participations, and achievements. These inspirational stories drive us. It's the spark that turns ordinary moments into extraordinary memories. We push our boundaries and light the fire of curiosity. We're a place of energy and encouragement, a place where kindness meets confidence, where fun meets focus, and we build high self-esteem, where authenticity is key. At Shiplake, we are a joyful and strong community. We champion the spirit of having a go, empowering our students to step up and discover their potential.
The right kit changes everything. With the right kit, you're ready for anything. United, connected, unstoppable. Whatever your sport, we are your sporting partner. Creating your kit your way. For every team, for every challenge, for every aspiration. Feel seen, feel ready, feel part of the team. Kit on, game on.